Liverpool, England. On the 19th day of May 2024, Linda was helped back into her own home that appeared to have been stolen from her by what appeared to be evil entities. More disturbingly is the fact that police and bailiffs appear to act like they are alone to themselves. What happened to Linda is not only inhumane, it is also deemed evil by both act and nature. This is not about a bank repossessing a house, for there is no bank involved. Yet again, more corporate actions with what appears to be dodgy paperwork, which again appears to be hoodwinking for a jurisdiction to be legitimate, when in actual fact has often been deemed as illegitimate acts of both deviance and defiance against the people. You've travelled a fair way today, haven't you?
Yeah, we've come over from Nottingham and some of the Derby crew as well. So yeah, we could just come to support this lovely lady, and yes, take back this house lawfully, and it's gone well today. And I think the police are under pressure now with everything that we've been doing, because, like I say, when we come to these issues, we bring laws, statutes, and acts. We bring the proof of what we're talking about. So we've got them on the back foot because they've had to go away, look at what we've said, prove that this is a civil matter. They should not be involved, and everything the paperwork they're providing is fraudulent.
Is there a mortgage on the property?
No,
so, because a lot of people are focusing on people, you're not paying your mortgage, but this is not about mortgages. It's about fraudulent paperwork.
I don't owe any debt to anyone.
No, it's about fraudulent paperwork and the way the police just stand by and watch bailiffs assault people.
Yeah, they only had a notice of eviction. It wasn't even signed or stamped or embossed or nothing. It was just a notice, and they accepted that. I did tell them it was just a notice.
Yeah, my name is Elsie. I own this property.
Right. Okay.
You haven't seen
well, you can have the court. You can have the court and feel that.
Excuse me, officer, but no one owes any money for
Linda, just make it easy, just walk out the door, please.
God.
Now then, you've got some photographs, haven't you?
Yeah.
What are them photographs of?
My bruises, the way the man handled me that day.
Who manhandled you?
Allegedly bailiffs.
Now then, I'm surprised that the police allowed that to happen.
I'm surprised because I was shocked that day. I was when I looked into it on the line on .government website, it says that they're not allowed to enter if a vulnerable person is on their own. So I asked my girls not to go, be here. I'll be alone and I'll tell them, you know, they'll see. But they just don't listen.
So you're a vulnerable lady, you're in the house on your own.
Yeah.
The police watched this.
Yeah, I called the police.
You called the police to assist you.
Yeah, to help, because they were breaking in.
And the police did what?
Nothing. They kind of, I think they was blaming me for not leaving. You know, and I said, I'm not leaving, I don't have to leave, this is my home. You know, I don't owe anyone any debt, and you shouldn't even be in here without a warrant. But I called you to help me, so what are you doing to help me?
This is your medication. Linda. I need your medication.
Whereabouts are we?
Liverpool.
Liverpool. It's quite a nice turnout today, ain't it?
Yeah, brilliant. It's the first one in Liverpool, this.
Hot sunny weather.
Yeah, beautiful. It's made for us.
Hot people.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah.
Basically, from what I can gather from Phil, this lady's been evicted illegally. She's been manhandled by the police and the bailiffs. The house is going to be taken back. You can hear the drill going through the door now. And people have come up just to support. At the end of the day, this is what we want, people power.
A lot of people travel from up and down the country. How far have you travelled?
10 minutes up the road, yeah.
Oh, that's quite handy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Man, you've done your fair amount of travelling yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, we have a go, yeah. We get a boat.
Well, I can hear somebody with a key in the background, so thanks for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It was basically a fraudulent warrant that was issued. Well, we've been onto the civil court and we've done a voice recording, told them we're recording. They've confirmed what a warrant is, that it still has to be stamped by the judge and it will be a wet stamp. These are photocopied documents. You know, I can print this off the internet, fill it out myself, and I can go and take someone's house. and not be, you know, by the looks of it, and I can get away with it. So also on As King Media, the lady, that's how she found us on our page. She's witnessed one of the bailiffs off a video that you've actually reported on it in Christleton, Chester. Witnessed the bailiff there who's committed criminal damage, aggravated trespass, assault and battery. He was the one that's pulled this lady out of the house. We've also got pictures of her injuries as well, and we can get them over to you and you can show that as well. So they've also confirmed that it is a peaceful entry with a warrant. This wasn't a peaceful entry. They've gone through both doors. They've manhandled her out of the property. She's even stated to me, I was defending my castle. You know, that to me is everything. That's what everyone should be doing.
This is the canteen, Margie P's mini canteen. So what we've got here, we've got a double tea bag in here. They're coffee bags. Coffee bags. It's a game changer. It's my little thermos flask, came with a bottle of thing. Comes with 3 little dinky cups. Got my honey. Got my milk. So away we go.
Welcome to Merseyside Police. This is Chief Constable Serena Kennedy.
Well, I've honeyed up 2 now. So a little bit of milk.
Merseyside Police, how can I help?
Hi, love. So what it is, I want to report a crime.
Okay, what's the crime?
I'd say aggravated trespass, aggravated burglary, assault and battery.
She's not committed any crime whatsoever. She's been in this property 30 years
It's
now.
my understanding it's mortgage free as well.
It is, yeah.
So for the people out there who think it's all about mortgages, it's not. It's about fraudulent paperwork.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And just to disrupt everyone and get people out the properties and just displace everyone. And then what will probably happen, this will get sold and then, you know, there'll be, whoever moving in. But it seems to be, you know, all the areas now are just, you know, it's just being taken out.
So it looks like the lady's back in a property.
That's it, yeah. So that's what we've come here to do.
Last week, alleged bailiffs turned up with an alleged warrant, which we've had confirmed from the civil court in Liverpool that it's a fraudulent warrant. They've turned up and used excessive force when they can't use excessive force with a warrant. They can only use that with a writ.
Okay. Can I take your name, please?
My name's Steve.
What's your surname, Steve?
Why do I have to give my surname?
Because you're reporting a crime.
Can't I just report the crime as I am now?
Are you the victim of the crime?
No.
No, who is?
A lady.
Okay, we're going to have to get her to ring up them.
Why?
Because we can't take third-party reports.
What do you mean? It's a third-party report. I've seen all the evidence. I've told you that there's fraudulent warrants.
So if you're not the victim or the suspect, you're a third party, and we can't take third-party reports, unfortunately.
So you
want to see if
so you're not going to let me report this crime?
So if you get the victim, the lady who you mentioned, to ring up and report it, then we can take it.
Just ask her.
Okay, well, wait there 1 second. I'll see what she says.
Knowledge is power. Yeah, we're learning every day, and you need to get on board and stand up for your rights and for your neighbours, for what is right, for what is most definitely right, lawful, and this is what we need to do.
Linda,
Hi.
back in your home.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel better that I'm home. Still a bit nervous, but that's only.
It's all started a few weeks ago, didn't it? Where the police and the bailiffs came. The bailiffs did something to you, and the police watched.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I got fraudulent notices that I knew they weren't from the court, or they weren't official, because they didn't have any even date stamped on them. They were just photocopies by the looks. So the solicitors have got a lot to answer for. 8 years stuck in the court, and it could have been over and done with married women's law. Gives me the right to have my home, and that's all I wanted out of the divorce. He had more than half. The house was less than half, but he's lied consistently, perjured himself through the court, and they've let him get away with it.
Who are you talking about?
My husband.
So what we're going to do now, we're actually going to notify the police. We're going to get them down to come and take the statement. We're going to go over everything, and obviously the video evidence, the photographs of the injuries, the voicemail from the court, and then they can deal with it. Because what we don't want, we want the police to do the job and arrest these bailiffs. Once they start arresting these bailiffs, it's going to stop other bailiffs doing it. There's going to be accountability. Once then there's no one to fill that position, who's going to do it? Are the judges and the police going to step up and start kicking the doors off and taking the people out the properties? And are they going to do it? Because we need to get to the position where no one wants to do this job anymore.
Look at that. And return to nature for a teaspoon.
Quite an easy take back today, wasn't it?
It was a bit of an anticlimax. It was. It just took a size 8 to take off one of the panels in the door, climb through and unlock the latch.
And that's just hearsay.
Apparently, what I heard. Yeah. So.
Every single house we go to, the police have assisted this. And that's where the corruption lies. They're supposed to be here to protect us. Now, the court have already stated that this lady might be vulnerable. Well, she might be vulnerable, but they didn't stop them with a warrant, dragging her out of a house, leaving her living with friends, I think her brother, for weeks. This place, all the stuff's in the property. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, and we're here to stop it.
The police are going to be called now.
Yeah.
What's happened?
Yeah. So we can half imagine them to turn up and fucking think we're ready to arrest us all. But we've got all the documents lined up to obviously prove the fraud. I mean, it's quite simple. All it takes is the original warrant, complemented by the procedure rules on how to validate a warrant. And this is a wet signature and all this stuff. So obviously the whole system is split. You've got the justice of the peace, they're the wet signature guys, they're the ones working for the people, and then you've got all the corporation below, and that's the ones where they're not pumping out the wet signatures. So obviously we need to present this to the police and then have a copy of the digital footprint of the digital warrant, because what that's going to prove is the timestamp on that doesn't match the original one, which is double fraud, isn't it? And basically, mens rea is it, or whatever the thing is, the police, mens rea, and if the police follow that, by the time we take them through the guideline of what's happened, the crime actually started on the day they took the property.
That's the mens rea.
That's the mens rea. So basically, when they're, instead of standing around this scratching their balls, when they're investigating, what we need to be doing is taking them through this journey in a language that they understand.
What the police don't seem to realise, it's a civil matter.
It is a civil
And although the police turn up, they're allowed to turn up, but they need to observe for the breaches of the peace, don't they?
Yeah, but as soon as they start drilling the doors off and hear the lady say, no, I'm not going, this is my house and I'm defending my castle, they should then say, no, this is now no longer peaceful. The lady's distressed. You've only got a warrant, which doesn't allow you to break entry into that property and manhandle her out. So they've witnessed this and they've refused to do anything.
So in your experience then, the police never seem to investigate these warrants, do they?
No, they don't, no. Because there's something going on in the court system and we've got a very, very good idea of what it is. And now the evidence that's coming out of all the fraudulent corporations and not even these bailiff companies are even registered. So how does that happen? If that was me and you, surely they'd be coming after us, wouldn't they?
You've reported this as a crime to the police on the phone, haven't you?
Yeah, because I believe, it was definitely a crime. I mean, the grounds for terrorism alone are an attack on people on their property.
I'm a first-hand witness to this from my case at 12 the roadside. I've got in writing prosecution admitting that these jobs are only peaceful entry. I've got the judge admitting when I said there's going to be no peaceful entry and all the other lovely words I put onto that, they should have walked away. And the judge also had my back, because when I said there'd be no, we'll defend the property up to and including death, and if we feel the need, we'll use weapons, even the judge agreed. I didn't threaten anybody. That's an offer to contract, because it's an implied right of access, which I can't express or articulate well enough how important this is, guys. By having private property and implied right of access removed, not even the king can enter, you come under the castle doctrine, and you actually come in, you're now talking kind of private, you even call it a trust. And no one can enter that unless they've actually got a validated criminal complaint and they've actually got the, and there's actually a victim.
One of the bailiffs had said I attacked him. When I spoke to the police on the phone, I said, what was the grounds for the attack? And he said, I don't have to tell you that.
I'm a bit shocked. Obviously, you're listening to this now, Kenny. What's your initial thoughts?
Well, this is disgusting. And like you say, vulnerable lady, and a lovely lady at that. And like you say, the paperwork that they're coming up with, and some of the police officers are, like you say, they are just behind this. They're not defending the people. They're not. Like you say, when a vulnerable lady, I don't know how old you are, Linda?
60 this year. 60
this year. And like I say, when you call the police for assistance, because we know the bailiffs are illegitimate. We know that the paperwork that turned up is fraudulent. The lady knows her stuff. She's a very intelligent lady. And when you put all these points to the police and the police don't back you, it's disgusting. It really is disgusting.
I think a lot of people will be shocked at this.
Yeah.
I'm going to show the pictures here. This is what happened to you. This is the bruises.
Mm.
Do you have a message for the bailiff who did this?
I think you need to know the law, and I think you need to be accountable for your actions. Anyone does. I was a peaceful woman in my own home. This did not have to happen. Shouldn't have happened. This is my divorce settlement, but because domestic violence is involved for many years, it's all about control.
The beauty of these kind of things are, it's like my friend who's come in today, I left my bag there. She's saying, be careful. So no one is going to nick it. The beauty of these circles in the movement, we're all people on our own journeys at different levels. It's just good people, and we do live honourably, and we live with integrity. So no one's going to go around robbing each other. So the good thing when we're connecting through the movement, I mean, I got my best mate I've only known for 2-3 years, but the bloke had my back when I was, illegally banged up while everyone else robbed my stuff. And these friendships and bonds created through the movement, through these actions, are life bonds. They're game changing. And when you got someone says, do you trust that person? Like, people come to me, if I say I trust a person, that means they trust the person, and that works both ways as well. So it's a beautiful movement, basically connecting like the right people. And the more like decent media channels like yourself getting this out there, is putting that ripple of waves out and everything else. We're always going to get 7-7 jumping in, trying to disrupt and everything else. But the main thing is, you look at the positive feedback we're getting. People are waking up to this shit. What I advise anybody who's looking at this, probably 7-7, who want to jump. Yeah. They're basically.
They think they're doing the right thing.
They think they're doing the right thing. But this is the same as the police. It's through these people's training, they genuinely believe they're doing the right thing. So it's kind of understanding this, because it's no good keep getting combative with these people. In a boxing ring, all the time someone's chucking a punch, one's defending. When he stops, the other one starts throwing punches. And that's all it is with these. So it's about engaging in the conversation. That's why I've changed my whole approach to the police now. There's no point being a dick to them, quite frankly. I am, innit?
They think they're doing the right thing.
Well, that's it. They actually believe they do the right thing. But evidence from my arrest outside the court, they won't listen. So the only way to do it is try and have a man-on-man conversation and present it before them, before any egos jump in or anyone gets excited and all that kind of stuff. And that's the biggest problem we've got with the police, is just getting them to listen. But on the last job we was on, fucking fantastic. I got to witness that from outside the wire, obviously from your video. Obviously Stephen and Phil, they're always brilliant when they articulate themselves to the police, but the police were genuinely listening. There was a genuine thing happening there. And this is where the ripple happens, because this is where we get that bridge between us and the police. And this is exactly what we need. Because, I mean, any police watching this, we're not against you. It's just we're against the corporation you work for, and we're just desperate for you guys to realise you're on the wrong fucking side.
There's many people up and down the country who's actually going through similar things.
Yeah.
And they don't even know that people are actually assisting people get their homes back.
Oh, no.
Legally,
yeah, that's it, yeah,
and lawfully.
Yeah, that's it. There's been 2 people that have been arrested and let out without charge. But the last couple of times, no one's been arrested, because now they're realising that it is a civil matter. They've broke the law in what they're doing in the first place, and they're letting these criminal corporations, organisations, come and steal people's properties, assisted by the people that are supposed to help us.
I need her to report it to us.
Why though? Because
She's the victim.
Yeah, but okay, so say I see somebody getting robbed, yeah, and they get knocked out, yeah, and then I ring you and say, listen, someone's been knocked out, and you go, oh, well, we need the victim. But the victim's knocked out on the floor. Come on, love. Don't talk daft.
Okay. Are you going to speak to this female and see if she wants to report?
Yeah, she's on her way now. But do you listen to me scenario there that I've just given you?
Is she on the way upstairs? Like, where is she on the way from?
From inside the house. So, can you see the logic that I've just hit you with?
No, so that incident would be happening right now, whereas you're saying this has already happened.
No, it wouldn't be happening right now, because he's already run away.
If you said someone
yeah.
has been robbed.
Okay, well, I haven't seen the robbery, but... Oh yeah, there she is. One sec.
Are you alright to be on camera?
So where's the lady now?
Hello?
Hello,
Hello?
you okay? I've just spoken to Steve, who's advised that you're the victim of a bailiff turning up with an alleged warrant. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And do you want to report the matter to us?
Yes.
Okay, could I take some details from you then, please?
Okay.
Could I take your name?
Linda.
Thank you. And is this happening right now?
Is what happening right now?
Are the bailiffs there now?
No.
Was it last week?
It was the 17th
17th
of last month.
Oh.
17th. And have you not reported it to us?
I have.
You have reported it?
Yes.
Okay. So could I ask what the purpose of the call today is?
Well, we want you to send a unit down to that address that Linda's just give you.
Sergeant.
Right.
Yeah, and we need a sergeant to come down or an inspector.
Why is that?
So we can explain all the evidence that we've got here today with fraudulent warrants not signed by any judges.
Okay. Are you saying this has already been reported to us, hasn't it?
Yeah, but if you could send a unit down so we can explain to a sergeant and give him all the paperwork that's relevant to this case, that'll be
I'm
perfect.
just having a read of what was what happened last month. Wait 1 second.
All we're doing is resetting the fraud. Someone's had their home stripped away from them. They've been made homeless, completely unlawfully, for completely illegal and unlawful activity. So all we're to do as a community is assist them to get back to where they should be, in their home, and then protect them moving forwards. And this is where the power comes from then. It's in the community's got.
You've been spoken to on the 29th of April, where you said you'd been a victim of a crime, namely that you were assaulted by burglars, which was the bailiffs.
That's right.
Alleged bailiffs.
Yeah. So it says that you repeatedly alleged that the bailiffs were trespassing and had no power to enter the premises to remove her.
That's right.
The officer has then said that he was shown their identification and also saw a copy of the court order and the powers given to them.
Okay, but what's his name?
It was a notice.
Yeah.
His name's Alex.
And
Yeah. What's his full name and his number, please?
his number is 1904.
And what's his name?
Constable Biggs.
Constable Biggs. Okay, well, tell Constable Biggs he's in very big trouble.
The left wing and the right wing, they belong to the same bird, and the government, they're just puppets. They'll go through a whole system of things, they'll incorporate the name, and they'll go up to 33 degrees in the little Mason clubs, do all their little rituals and stuff, and as they're getting that, they're getting the hidden knowledge that's kept from the public. What they're eventually doing, I believe, they're navigating themselves into a private express trust and doing multi-layered, so they're protected. That's the reason why Tony Blair never got done for war crimes.
Constable Biggs, he's in very big trouble.
Okay, that's complete. If you want to make a complaint about it...
No, it's not a complaint. We've got facts and evidence, yeah? That you need to send down a unit now that we can present this evidence.
I'm not sure who you are. I'm going to speak to Linda about this.
He's my representative.
Okay.
He's my legal representative, so he has permission. And
is he a
didn't.
lawyer?
Yes. he did not see any warrant. All they had hold of was a notice, and it was a photocopy.
So now we've had it confirmed that piece of paper that you're on about, that sergeant has seen, we've had that confirmed by the courts that it's fraud.
Okay, so what I would suggest is, it's not a sergeant, it's a constable. But
Well,
what
a
I would
constable.
suggest is, so on the bottom of this he's put that he's advised Linda if she had any complaint regarding the conduct of the bailiffs or the validity of the court order, then she should contact the court.
Yeah, well, we've done that and they've confirmed that it's a fraudulent warrant.
Okay, well,
so now that Constable Biggs is aiding and abetting alleged bailiffs with fraudulent warrants.
Okay, I can update this occurrence with Linda's contact details and ask someone to contact her, but unfortunately I won't be sending a sergeant or an inspector out.
Why? Why?
Because we can't do that. There's already an investigation. I can add it to that, or you can make a complaint.
What's the investigation about?
I'm not prepared to tell you that.
Why not? Yeah, well, Linda will say.
Yeah, hello, what is it?
Linda, you were spoken to by the officer who said... 1 second, let me go back. 1 minute. You were told by the officer that the only crime recorded and held by police in relation to this incident was an assault against one of the bailiffs by you,
by me.
which was not being investigated.
Yeah, he would not tell me what the assault was that I was being accused of.
But
because I did not assault them.
How can she be assaulted in her own house with fraudulent paperwork? Hey, so they're thugs, they're robbers, yeah? They're burglars, and they're taking people's houses with fraudulent paperwork. So that's a secondary incident, isn't it? The first incident is them arriving at her house with fraudulent paperwork and then using excessive force to get her outside the house, which we've got picture evidence of bruises all over Linda.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll put an update on this and I'll ask Constable Biggs' supervision to speak to you. That's a sergeant, okay, but it will be over the phone.
Why can't he come down face to face? Can't he face us?
We can't do that, and he's not in until later today.
Well, why can't you send a unit down? No?
Because it would still be over the phone regardless. There's no threat, harm and risk.
No, but we want to present you with all the evidence of threat, harm and risk that's been done last week.
Okay, and it was last week, so there's no current threat, harm and risk. So
No, there is threats because
it
these
would be over the
bailiffs are getting more fraudulent court orders and going to take more people's houses.
All I'm prepared to do for you is update this and ask the sergeant to give you a ring, and that's all I'm prepared to do.
Yeah, what's your name, please?
My call number's 8612.
And what's your name?
Constable Van Aert.
And what station?
I'm in the control room.
Constable what?
Constable control room.
No, I'm in the control room. You asked me what station.
Yeah, and where's the control room?
It's in Bootle.
It's in Bootle.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not going to send the unit down?
No, unfortunately not.
Why not?
Because Linda's already reported the matter, and I'm more than happy to update the original
No.
occurrence.
When did she
She's
report
already
it?
made these allegations.
No, they're not allegations. They're facts. We've got facts. Yeah. So if you're saying they're allegations, then I suggest you send down a unit, and we'll prove that they're facts.
Okay, Linda's already made these claims, and she's spoken to the officer. As I said, I'm prepared to speak to Linda.
And he denied it. He denied everything I was trying to put to him. So.
Okay.
So that officer Briggs, yeah, he's a criminal. He is a criminal.
I've
Yeah.
advised you what I'm prepared to do, which is ask his supervision to give you a ring and explain his position.
Okay. Can you put that in writing and give put it in an email?
It won't be in an email. I'm going to put it on the log for supervision to give you a ring.
But we'd like that on email, please.
Okay, I'm going to put it on here. You can ask the sergeant to put whatever he says to you on email.
Why can't you send us it?
Because I'm telling you what I'm telling you. The call's recorded. There's no need for me to send you an email.
No, of course it is. Because we want confirmation that you're going to do what you're saying you're going to do.
I'm doing it right now. The call is recorded. Okay, there's absolutely no need for me to send you an email.
We want it for our records, though, for our counterclaim or whatever's going on.
Okay, Linda, are you still there? I am. Okay, Linda, I've told you what I'm prepared to do, and there's nothing else I can help you with today. The supervision will
I'd like I'd like the reason why.
What do you mean, the reason why?
You're not going to send me an email?
Because the call's recorded, and I've advised you what I'm going to do. I don't need to send you an email.
How easy is it for us to get that recording?
You just submit a freedom of information request.
No, you just don't do nothing because you deny it all the time. We've had this plenty of times. You just send an email and then we know it's confirmed.
I've told you what I can do.
So,
what I'm going to do.
So now you're perverting the course of justice now because you're not sending us the confirmation of what you've just said to us.
You're more than welcome to submit a freedom of information request and get the phone call.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Can I make a request now over the phone, please?
You have to do it through the website.
No. I find that website really difficult.
It sounds like you've got a number of people with you who hopefully could guide you through that.
No, because we haven't got a computer and we haven't got the internet. So now you're putting us at a disadvantage. Yeah, so I suggest that you take a request up.
I can't take the request over the phone.
You are railroading me to a point where it's not going to go anywhere. I'm making a request I'm making a verbal request to you right now to please send me an email. You have my email address on file.
This call is recorded. I don't need to send you an email. All I'm telling you
I think you do.
You are a public servant.
All I'm going to do is ask the sergeant to give you a ring.
You're a public servant, yeah? And then the public have requested or maybe demanded something off you and now you're not giving us it. So do you work for the people or do you work for the corporation?
They're all committing treason, so once they've committed treason, it enacts Article 61 of the Magna Carta, which they're trying to put under the carpet. They're trying to hide it to make people think that it's not there. They said they've changed it. It can't be changed. It can only be changed by the full consent of the people. You know, that means everyone getting together and then deciding new laws that's outdated. We need something else to protect us. That's the only way you can do it. Parliament was created by the people, so we're the creators. They can never control the creator.
They don't listen to the people, do they?
No, they don't. So that's the time now. We need to remove them, and that means taking over the councils lawfully. And there's people in this country that are well capable of getting in these council buildings and start making a difference. And start like we used to do, run our own communities, have our own policing.
Yeah, just finally, you mentioned don't pay your mortgage. For people to stop paying the mortgages might be a bit premature without a reason for stopping paying. So what are some reasons for people holding back on mortgages, for instance?
Well, it's fraud. Yeah, well, we've had in the Crown, in the High Court, that the banks can't even produce the ledger that basically created the loan.
So would it be fair to say that anybody who's paying a mortgage, don't just stop straight away?
No, you can ask the question. So people should be asking now, where's the contract? Because, what they've done is they've created a promissory note. Now what they're doing is that's your credit. So if you go back to the start, the Act of 1666, this is what we're notifying the police of now, because what they've done is they've put everyone dead lost at sea, and then it's up to us to reclaim our position in society, come back, onto dry land effectively. So then what we're doing, no one knows that, and they give you till 7 years old to come back from dead lost at sea. Well, I'm 43, and no one's ever told me. That they didn't tell me mum at the registry office, oh, this is what happens. He gets till 7 to come back dead lost at sea. It's crazy.
And for a lot of people, this is new information that we don't get told about,
yeah,
and information that does exist.
Yeah.
And also, with regards to anybody not paying the mortgage, just be aware that if you don't pay your mortgage, they will start proceedings against you.
Yeah.
However, asking questions while you're still paying your mortgage might make you think a little bit more when they don't reply.
Yeah, but what people can also do is, if they're not sure, they can put that money for the mortgage into another account. You can set up an account for your kids and you could put that money in and you could notify them. Until you answer these questions, where's the ledger, where's the contract? And they can't provide it.
Well, that would make sense. It's not like blackmail.
No.
That's about fairness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Integrity,
Yeah.
impartiality, and transparency.
You prove that I owe the money, you prove that the ledger's there, you lent me the money for the mortgage, which is what we're under the impression of, but we're not. It's our credit. So at birth, we're backed by gold, we're put on the stock market, we generate credits. They're using them credits by arresting us, giving you traffic parking tickets. That's all accessing the trust. Yeah, you get a mortgage, you access the trust, but we've already paid for that. The bank's not at a loss.
The banks are a middleman, aren't they, technically?
That's it. But we've even got confirmation from the bank now, a lad that works lower down, that he's even admitted we don't own the property, we just put a charge on the property. Well, that's what pirates do. They come on and say, right, we're going to take your cargo, there's nothing you can do about it. Take your cargo, lucky if you don't get thrown overboard, and they're away.
And this is not the first one, this won't be the last one,
No.
and expect more to come.
No, but people need to start standing up, because we need to step it up, and instead of doing this, we need to go to the source of it, and we need to start arresting the people that are at the source of this issue. This was the whole reason at the start why we started Rapid Response, was to build numbers, and we know we need to start arresting judges, start arresting police, but that takes numbers. So at the moment, we'll deal with the corruption after it's happened, or try and prevent it, but at some point, these need to be held accountable.
It's going to be a tough task to start arresting police and judges, but I assume it's going to be done peacefully and lawfully.
Peacefully, yeah, and even under their law as well that they've made up.
On all these videos and everything we do, we can't highlight the fact this is just the tip of the iceberg. What a lot of people aren't covering is the amount of children that are trafficked, raped and fucking murdered, bred to be sacrificed. And that's happening on this island. It's all well everyone looks in America and this lot, and we decompartmentalise, oh, it's not happening here. People need to get a fucking grip, because everyone's living in their convenient truth. But the reality is, at the heart of this, it's about the fucking children. We fucked this up, guys. I fucked up, and every one of you fucked up, because we got fucking lazy. We're all fucking sinners. We're all fucking hypocrites, and we're all lazy. Through the art of convenience, we fell right into this trap, and we've created the problem. So yeah, other people did it, but we allowed it to happen. So we can't blame other people. It's up to us to become responsible, learn our rights, learn the law, act lawfully, and basically and just have integrity. If you go to church on a Sunday and you're a dick the rest of the week, you're not a Christian. By the way, I'm not a religious man, but it's the same principle. It's how you live your life when no one's fucking looking at you. And this is what a lot of people aren't doing. So
practice what you preach.
You got to practice what you preach. And yeah, like I said, I'm a fucking hypocrite, but I try and do the right thing.